We are your practice development nurses. We've been in role since December 2020. We're here to tell you all about our role.
Practice development is about giving spaces to nurses to flourish. We help nurses to grow as individuals, teams and wider groups by engaging, encouraging and supporting colleagues through training, education and skills. We foster the potential of nurses by providing moments of opportunity and discovery today so that nurses can face the challenges of tomorrow. We believe in giving permission to think outside of the box, to share thoughts, feelings and ideas so that the seedlings of future patient and workspace improvements are planted and allowed to thrive here at Gloucestershire Hospital's NHS Trust.
In addition to that, we offer staff support and one-to-one bedside training, as well as group training by putting theory into practice. We do this by exploring learning styles, methods to give the relevant, standardized, up-to-date training in a familiar environment with real patients.
We practice development nurses have been called to lead in the nursing and healthcare transformation. Essential themes like organizational culture, positive relationships and the structure of opportunities emerged as a shared vision. We contribute to the successful contribution of competent nurses for our envisioned future.
Behavior, systems, and practices, the three elements of culture. And in practice development, it's all about immersion into the trust's diverse ward cultures to be able to recognize and sustain what works and help to develop and transform cultures if needed, step by step, in order to meet the ever-changing demands of the time. Ward cultures as we know it take time to define and establish. Of course, change will always have its equal share of resistance, and that is why we are here, to make these transitions as smooth as possible. Ward cultures are challenging, but if time is invested and effort is put on understanding its micro and macro elements, then the success of practice development as an element for cultural emancipation is as promising as a rainbow after the rain. We have come to challenge the norm and we are prepared to do it, together with you all, for the best care for everyone.
Sharing our clinical leadership skills as a practice development nurse, which includes our clinical competence and skills, helps to empower staff to provide high quality and promotes excellence. As cited by Bass and Avolio, who describe transformational leadership, this helps to motivate the nursing staff to provide high standards of care.
One of the priorities is to develop person-centred care. Concepts of personhood and self are discussed in nursing literature. There is broad agreement that it is critical for the protection of personhood in a situation where a person is vulnerable and in need of care. McCormick and Manley are leaders in this field. As nurses, we know the importance of building respectful relationships with our patients. We befriend them, we are kind, and we value their decisions. We also build these relationships into staff, placing emphasis on their learning and focus on their practice and developing it. Improving their practice enables them to deliver better care. We facilitate the nurses to grow and flourish through learning.
As practice development nurses, we support nurses working in clinical practice to provide a high quality of patient-centred care that is based on the best available research and evidence. We encourage nurses to change cultures by questioning the way they practice and understand the evidence and rationale behind the care they are delivering. In the NHS, new innovations are constantly being developed. We can use auditing tools to evaluate the implementation of evidence-based care and measure patient outcomes. Working in collaboration with other organisations and universities, we can further drive research and review clinical policies and guidelines to ensure the best quality of care.
We are responsible of assessing our qualified nurses on their clinical skills and practices. We work closely with them in their shifts to make sure that the process of how they do things in line with the hospital protocols. We evaluate them not just by signing them up with their competencies, but we also see to it that they understand the rationale behind every step of their nursing practice. We make sure that they do a part of those skills, not just because they are being told to, but because they know that it is based on updated, evidence-based research. This gives them not just clinical competence, but also empowerment and confidence to our nurses.
We encourage and assist staff in actively reflecting upon their nursing practice in order to enhance and improve it. Being able to seek feedback from patients and colleagues to identify areas we can develop is vital in striving for safe, excellent nursing care. Working with nurses at the bedside allows us to support reflection in action, which can be particularly beneficial when a colleague is nervous about performing a skill or in an unfamiliar situation. Reflection on our actions as a formal process is a requirement of the NMC and revalidation, but we also strive to make staff more comfortable with this being a natural part of daily working. This means we can assess our practice and cultivate knowledge that in turn develops nurses into confident, excellent practitioners who will go on to encourage others to do the same.
Being a PDN, we don't just teach, we shape and being shaped, involving to create ideal imagery to reality, not just to develop and flourish, but having our own fluency, whether it's clinical tasks or not. Being creative, whereby promotion of authenticity as an individual and as a team that broadly enhances support, researches, development, and improvements. Innovation, not just on our own skills, attributes, but to strive for a better future for our healthcare society, where our here we will be as one team, for our trust we will be.
As practice development nurses, we create proactive strategies to develop positive collaborative working relationships underpinned by trust and respect. Our interaction with the staff is not just a matter of exchanging information or knowledge to get the job done, but instead developing relationships to work together and engage the staff in creating a culture of safe and effective nursing practice. Winning the Cavil Award is an acknowledgement that our positive attitude, motivation, and drive is appreciated by the staff. Even the COVID-19 pandemic cannot wear down our spirits to actively support and guide the staff wherever they are. Bounded by mutual trust and respect, we attract nurses to develop clinically with a strong sense of professional pride to achieve excellence in our standards of care. We are your practice development nurses.